Hey everybody, Dan here for the final part of my copywriting audit of space syntax. So we've talked about the curse of knowledge and we've talked about the law of the category. And I want to talk about another law that comes from the same book, the 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing, which I mentioned in the previous video. And that law is number 5, law of focus. So this says it has an interesting claim which says the most powerful concept in marketing is owning a word in the prospect's mind. So if you think of products that you know and use all the time or are sold all the time, things like Coca-Cola, they're kind of synonymous with certain words. When you think of a cola, you automatically think of Coca-Cola as opposed to, say, Pepsi. And you can see the same thing with all manner of products, from toothpaste to photocopiers to laptops and so on. So if we look at space syntax and we look at the copy on their website, one thing that these guys would benefit from is trying to find what the word or the particular phrase that they own in the prospect's mind. So I'm going to write that out. The most powerful concept in marketing is owning a word in the prospect's mind. And strictly speaking, this doesn't have to just be a single word. It could be, for instance, a simple phrase. So we'll just stick in that idea of ownership. And I'm going to move that away from the law of category because it's the law of focus. Okay. So, what words or phrases do these guys own? I would say definitely not things like rigorous research, foundations, or other buzzwords which you tend to find a configurational theory of architecture. That's probably not a good word to own. It's probably a little bit too arcane and so on. So from the book, a company can become incredibly successful if it can find a way to own a word in the mind of the prospect. Not a complicated word, not an invented one. The simple words are best, words taken right out of the dictionary. I disagree slightly with this because some businesses actually are relatively complex and they can suffer from being oversimplified, especially with this kind of Americanized tone that comes across in a lot of the classic copywriting books. So I'm always a little cautious to oversimplify complex businesses. So let's try and find some good words. Here we are. So more buzzwords: science-based, human-focused, multi-disciplinary. Don't think the world needs to ever hear a business described as multi-disciplinary ever again. Community-based decision takers, internationally significant. Okay, why does space matter? Right, so I like this idea of revealing something. That's quite nice. We could say something like, I had to think about this last night because I knew that it would be quite hard to get some ideas on the fly. So it's something like the logic of space, or you could say something like, what else could we say? If we look at another business, Gehl People. Gehl are an urban design practice based in Copenhagen, Denmark, and they focus on improving the streetscape for pedestrians. So they've got this catchy phrase here, making cities for people. That's quite good. And funnily enough, if you go on their website, I think they've removed that It's no longer. It used to be on the home page. But that's nice. Making cities for people, that works quite well, very well. Let's see if they have it somewhere. Project, story. Okay, I don't know about this. There's a lot of stories out there nowadays. Let's have a look. Quality of life. Okay, so they don't have that anymore. Making cities for people. We could say something like evidence-led. That's a bit boring, but we'll stick it in there. Urban design. Objective. Urban something. Analytical. Let's see if we can find some more catchy little words on this website. Predictive urban design. It's interesting. Data-driven, bit of a buzzword, but good work. Space syntax. Data-rich. Revealing urban space. Thriving life. Our objective is always the creation of thriving life in buildings. Okay, optimizing urban space, optimizing city space. Sounds a bit too efficient, like filling in little spaces. Strategic. Okay, so this is a difficult process to do on the fly, and it's the kind of thing that you would just look at all of their work and some of their projects, and it would just kind of come to you. That's the kind of artistic side of copywriting. It's not all just formulaic science, but I think these guys need to own probably not a word. They need to own a phrase in the world of urban design and planning and architecture. I'm going to have a think about what that phrase is. Maybe it will just come to me through the air, and I'll have a sort of moment of copywriting alchemy. Okay, so that's the last copywriting concept I'm going to talk about with regards to space syntax. And in the future, I'll look at some other businesses that are relevant to technical businesses in general in terms of some other copywriting ideas. But for now, that's it. So see you later.